My name is Rachel. I live with my husband Samuel, our daughter Sarah, and my mother-in-law Lily. Mother-in-law and daughter-in-law conflicts are not uncommon, and our household is no exception. Ever since I got married, Lily has been throwing shade my way. Be better at housework, your cooking is lazy, have kids already, just to name a few. Samuel always defends me though. However, Lily absolutely adores our long-awaited daughter Sarah. Sarah is equally fond of her grandma, making me realize that even the most critical people have a soft spot for their grandchildren. But with that affection came unwanted opinions on how we raised Sarah. I first noticed something was off when Sarah was 2.5 years old. I started to feel anxious because she still wasn't speaking. Lily blamed me, saying it was my fault for letting the TV raise her. Upon Samuel's suggestion, we took Sarah to the hospital. The diagnosis was a developmental delay. Sarah had a disability. I was devastated, and Lily's words didn't help. How embarrassing that my grandchild has a disability. We can't even face society. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. The same Lily who doted on Sarah now looked at her with cold eyes I had never seen before. There is no history of disability in our family. Rachel, are you sure Sarah is Samuel's child? She isn't the result of an affair, is she? Her harsh words shocked me. Well, you're not denying it. Could it be true? I can't believe you would say that, Lily.
Mom, stop it. There is no way Rachel would cheat. Sarah is our beloved daughter, disability or not. If you have a problem, you can leave.
Samuel's heated response made Lily backtrack. Oh, I was just joking. Sorry, Rachel. As she started giving candy to Sarah. Since then, mother-in-law has continued to adore Sarah without saying a word, but only when Samuel is around. But the moment he left, the snide comments began. Sarah is such a pitiful child. I wonder what will become of her in the future. You know, I heard a boy with a disability injured someone. It's scary, isn't it? That's why I worry. Please stop, especially in front of her. We're doing everything we can to raise her well.
Oh, come on. She has a disability. She doesn't understand what we are saying.
She would just keep going.
A daughter-in-law who can only give birth to children with disabilities? Maybe that was a mistake. They say older mothers are more likely to have children like this. We should have gotten a younger daughter-in-law.
No matter how many times I asked her to stop, she wouldn't listen. I couldn't bring myself to tell Samuel, who genuinely believed his mother had changed for the better. My father-in-law has just passed away, and if mother-in-law gets kicked out, she has nowhere else to go. Besides, she does love Sarah in her own way. Taking away Sarah's beloved grandmother wasn't something I could easily do. It's not the time to be down. I have got to be strong for my daughter. That's what I would tell myself every time her words hurt me. Sarah is now 7 years old. She speaks slowly but surely. She's in special needs class in elementary school. Samuel and I warmly watch as Sarah grows at her own pace.
Mother-in-law still laments, why can't she be like other kids?
Then one day, I felt something strange in my body and suspected I might be pregnant. I went to the OBGYN, and sure enough, I was expecting our second child. I happily shared the news with Samuel and mother-in-law.
Way to go, Sarah, you're gonna be a big sister.
Sarah also looked delighted. It was a moment of happiness.
But what if the next one also has a disability?
Mother-in-law said, looking concerned.
Raising 2 children with disabilities is tough. Maybe you should consider terminating the pregnancy.
Mom, what are you saying? We don't even know if the child will have a disability.
Oh, you're even older now than when you had Sarah. That means the chances are even higher. And let's face it, it runs in the family. The next one will surely have a disability too.
Mom, enough is enough. We are raising both kids, no matter what.
After my mother-in-law shrugged her shoulders and walked away, Samuel turned to me.
Hey, are you okay? If you can't stand this, Rachel, we can always separate, you know?
I'm fine. She adores Sarah in her own way. She'll come around with this child too. Little did I know I would later regret this decision. One day, I noticed my belly was starting to show. While playing with Sarah, the doorbell rang and the front door opened. Hey there, Rachel. How's it going? The face that appeared was Samuel's younger sister, Emily. She was holding a paper bag. Emily lives on her own and has always admired me. Emily has always been fond of me, subtly shielding me from mother-in-law's snide remarks. She's also great with Sarah. She's genuinely a bright and cheerful person. We often go shopping together. Mother-in-law seems to have a soft spot for Emily, her late-in-life child, so Emily's presence often keeps mother-in-law's passive aggressiveness at bay. Emily, long time no see.
Oh, Emily, you should have called before coming. Emily, let's play.
Emily smiled at the warm welcome from the three of us. I came because I have something I want to show you, Rachel. Saying this, we both went upstairs to my room. Ta-da! I found a dress that would look great on you, Rachel. Emily took a stylish dress out of the bag. It's a nice gesture, but I'm pregnant. I wonder if it would suit me. Noticing my hesitation, Emily spoke up. Why don't you try it on? When I did, I found that the dress not only fit well, but also didn't accentuate my baby bump. Wow, I didn't know something like this existed. Thank you. You're welcome. Actually, I bought another one just like it. I wanted us to match. Emily then took out another dress identical to the one she gave me. Sarah, seeing this, ran excitedly to my mother-in-law.
Grandma, Mom is wearing a blue dress. What are you doing, Grandma? Oh, how nice for you.
Just as Emily and I were enjoying our matching dresses, my mother-in-law called me. Rachel, we have guests. Come downstairs. Okay. As I was about to leave, Emily stopped me. It's fine. You need to take care of yourself. I'll go. Before I could reply, Emily left the room. Right after, a scream rang out and I rushed out in alarm. And then I found Emily lying at the bottom of the stairs. My mother-in-law was shouting,
Rachel! Oh my God, Rachel! Snap out of it!
I'm right here. What's going on? My mother-in-law glanced back and forth between me and Emily, clearly confused.
Wait, then who is this?
That's when she realized it wasn't me who had fallen, but Emily, who was wearing the same blue dress. She turned pale.
Emily, hang in there. Oh, what do I do?
We quickly called an ambulance and Emily was taken away. I was praying hard for Emily's safety. Sarah was also crying. However, something didn't sit right with me. My mother-in-law had said we have guests, but there were no guests to be seen. I was growing suspicious of her crying. In light of my sister's emergency, even my husband rushed back from work. Luckily, Emily regained consciousness quickly and gave us her usual innocent smile from her hospital bed. However, she had broken her leg and wouldn't be walking for a while. Ellie, are you okay? I'm sorry if I had been there. It's not your fault, Rachel. I'm the clumsy one. I felt like something tripped me even though there was nothing there. I didn't miss how my mother-in-law was visibly shaken by those words. Is it the string? Sarah said, revealing something in her hand.
Granny had strung this across the top of the stairs.
This is piano wire. What's going on, mother-in-law? Stringing piano wire across the stairs could only be seen as malicious.
Don't make absurd accusations, you disabled person.
Mom, Sarah may be disabled, but she doesn't lie. What's this piano wire about?
Mom, what's going on? Were you actually trying to harm your own daughter?
Even Samuel, my husband, turned against mother-in-law.
No, I never meant for Emily to get hurt.
So, you meant for Rachel to get hurt, didn't you? You said we had guests and called Rachel out. That's right, and there were actually no guests. My mother-in-law had nothing to say.
Mom, were you trying to kill Rachel and the child she's carrying? Your own grandchild? Why would you do something so horrible, Mom?
Enough! I don't need a daughter-in-law who gives birth to disabled children.
The room went ice cold at her words. My mother-in-law continued without pause.
Sarah turned out that way, so the next one will surely be disabled too. It's better for both mother and child to be gone now so they won't have to suffer later.
Mom, are you serious?
Of course I am. Sarah can't even read at her age, unlike other kids. She's a failure.
At his mother's harsh words, Samuel raised his voice.
Mom, how could you say that?
People with disabilities only lead lives of struggles. They're a burden. They have no reason to live. The woman who gives birth to a child with disabilities is no better. She's ruining your life, Samuel.
Mom, you used to dote on Sarah.
I feel sorry for her as my grandchild, but that was a mistake. To think she would tattle? I thought she couldn't understand anything because she has a disability.
Mother-in-law glares bitterly at Sarah. That's why she could set a trap in front of Sarah. I shuddered at the thought that they underestimated Sarah because she has a disability. Maybe if they succeeded, they were planning to go after Sarah next? It's a chilling thought.
Mom, do you understand what you tried to do is murder?
It was for you, my dear son. I didn't want to see you struggle because of a child with a disability. Why didn't you divorce this woman with flawed genes and find a younger one?
At his mother's audacity, Samuel shoots her an icy look unlike any she's ever seen before.
Mom, there's something I never told you. Remember how I was bullied a lot as a child?
Oh yes, you often came crying to me.
As an adult, I struggled with relationships and sought medical help. That's when I learned that I have a developmental disability.
Samuel shows her a card certifying his disability.
You are...
Yeah, if this disability is hereditary, the cause isn't Rachel, it's me.
Why didn't you tell me?
How could I tell a woman who would even think of killing her own grandchild just because they might have a disability?
The mother-in-law is at a loss for words.
I would never kill you.
Who knows? But I should have told you earlier, then maybe you wouldn't have tried to harm Rachel. I'm truly sorry, Rachel and Sarah.
Samuel apologized to us.
When I was shocked to learn I have a disability, it was Rachel who stood by me.
That's right. I fell for Samuel, a gentle, if quirky man, and told him, disability or not, I love you for who you are.
Right now, I'm thriving at work and even leading big projects.
Some people with disabilities, including those with savant syndrome, show exceptional talents. Samuel is one of them, using his talents in his work.
Life ruined? That's nonsense. I'm happy. Are you saying that people with disabilities don't deserve to live? That woman who gave birth to them are at fault too? That hits pretty close to home for me and my mom.
I didn't know. This is different.
Mom, I'm the same. I can't walk now, so that makes you disabled too? You're the one who put me in this situation.
Please forgive me, Emily. You were the target.
Even the ever-smiling Emily glares at my mother-in-law. You have got to be kidding. That's the least forgivable thing. I can't forgive a woman who insulted her adorable niece and almost killed Rachel and her unborn child.
Same here. I'm cutting ties with you, Mom. After trying to kill my wife and child and making Emily go through this, unforgivable. Please leave now.
The coldness in Samuel's voice sent shivers down his mother's spine.
Please forgive me. I won't do it again. I have nowhere else to go.
Then your only option is prison.
Prison?
Of course, what you have done is attempted murder. But whether to press charges is up to Rachel.
Just as the decision fell at me, my mother-in-law began to apologize profusely.
Rachel, I am sorry. Please, not the police.
I was torn. What she did is unforgivable, but she is also Samuel and Emily's mother. Above all, I didn't want Sarah and our unborn child to have a criminal for a grandmother. I won't report you to the police,
Rachel.
but I will sue you for damages. And you're leaving, never to see Sarah or our upcoming child again.
How will I live?
Looking around at the unsupportive faces, her eyes finally land on Sarah.
Sarah will miss her grandma, won't she? I have doted on her so much.
Mom, stop it.
I couldn't believe my ears. The same woman who insulted Sarah for her disability was now clinging to her for help? So they still think Sarah doesn't understand anything because she has a disability? When I look at Sarah, she is giving mother-in-law the same cold stare that Samuel and I are. Grandma, you don't like me, do you?
No, that's not true. Grandma loves you, Sarah.
That's a lie. You said I'm a burden and trash. Sarah spoke slowly but clearly. She understood exactly what her grandma had said. I don't like you, Grandma, for picking on Mom, the baby, and Emily. So goodbye.
You insolent brat, despite your disability.
Samuel grabbed the hand mother-in-law had raised against Sarah and twisted it.
Enough is enough.
Ouch! Let go.
Hurt? Emily suffered more. If Rachel had fallen for your trap, she would have suffered even more.
Help! Ache!
Mother-in-law screamed as Emily watched her with icy eyes. Mom, you're not remorseful at all. You won't have anyone to take care of you in the future.
What?
Mother-in-law broke down. We forcibly made her stand and kicked her out of the hospital room and, of course, out of our lives as well. Afterwards, Emily and I successfully sued mother-in-law in civil court and won a significant settlement. I also gave birth safely a healthy baby boy. Sarah loves her baby brother and plays with him every day. Emily, who has recovered from her broken bones, had a shotgun wedding with a co-worker one day. They often come to visit with their newborn, showering our children with love. Mother-in-law, unable to even see her grandchild's face, lives alone in a cheap apartment dealing with the shock. She is also in debt due to the settlement and seems to be struggling in life. Everyone becomes a disabled person in some way as they age, but no one will be there to help mother-in-law. Of course, we have no intention of helping her. We hope she lives a life full of regret. We're not yet sure if our son has a disability. He might be like Sarah, and we'll know early on, or like Samuel, and we won't know until he's older. But whether our children have disabilities or not, they are our precious ones. We have decided to nurture them lovingly.